Okay, so Google Classroom Part 2. So very quickly, once you have created your your classes, and you've rearranged them in the order that you would like to see them on your screen, let's go through a couple of things. So if this is the waffle over here, I've heard this over on the left-hand side referred to as the hamburger. Apparently the folks at Google have a food um, fascination. So this is the hamburger. If you were to hit the house for classes, it's just going to bring you back to the screen so that you can see all of the classes that you have created. One of the handy things about Google Classroom is that once you create your classes, it will create a Google Calendar for each class that you have. So for different things that are due, we're just getting going using it this year. So we're really doing a lot of our baseline testing, MAPS testing, diagnostic testing in our textbooks. And so therefore we don't really have anything. I don't generally post those links on Classroom, so my calendars are fairly empty. But what's really nice is the kids will also see the calendar and can keep track of when assignments are due there as well. If you were to go back to classes and look at your student tiles, you would see that in the lower right-hand corner, the classroom actually creates a folder for all of the things that you put in that class. So you can keep track of who's turning in work, you can keep track of resources that you've uploaded, so that everything is in one handy place in the lower right-hand corner. So I really like that, makes it a lot easier to find things. So I created a test class. So let's go into that for just a minute so that you can see that. Um, you'll see this is the stream. This is what's referred to as the stream. This is what the kids see, what's due when. Your dashboard looks a little bit different compared to them because you're the teacher and you're managing the kids turning things in. They are a student, and so they don't see how many kids have turned things in and that kind of thing. So there's a couple of ways that you can invite students to be a member of your class. That's the second step, and that is to make them aware that they need to join your class so that they can see the things that you're posting. And that is done under the Students tab. You can invite students here. You can invite students by typing their email and then invite, and they see it as an email. They also see it as the class will pop up in the tile picture like this, and there will be a live blue join button that will be here. And so you would be able to, or they would be able to click on that and then be a member of the class that way. So if we were to go here, you could invite students that way by email. We'll talk about what email guardians and all of that stuff is later. The class code, this is how, if you don't invite them using their emails, this is the way that I choose to do it because it's pretty quick and happens. It populates the class instantly unless you have someone who is not uh, they're not there for that day. So the class code is here, and this is a fairly new thing where if you hit display, it will make that tile pretty big. And I move this over onto my smartboard, and the kids just type the code in. They find it by going to the hamburger, and then they go to the plus sign, and they would hit join class. So that's where then a little square is going to pop up, and they're going to be able to join the class. So you are going to make this code available to them so that they can join the class when they're in front of you, or you can invite them by email. One of the things that you do need to look at in this setting is that right now, if I were to leave the class the way it is, students can post and comment in the assignment stream. I don't keep that open for students to post and comment. I have only teachers can post or comment. I have had students can only comment for some things, but it isn't very often. You could have a class discussion The first year I used it, I had it open and we had to have a discussion about, you know, there's no need to say, hey, what's up, and all of that stuff. And that's generally what they do. I've never had anybody post anything really inappropriate, but I just found that that's not necessarily the method that I go about having a class discussion digitally when they're right in front of me. So I have this set to only teachers can post or comment. Including this class in Guardian and email summaries. If I were to turn this on, then the emails you have to put in, you can email their parents if they are missing anything. It will keep track of the assignments that their particular student or a son or daughter has completed or not completed, and it will email them if they don't have things completed. If more than one teacher in your building uses that and you email all guardians, it will combine it into one on Google Classroom, especially if you're Google Apps for Education school. It will compile a report where it will show that you know, in math, they didn't complete this, in English, they didn't complete this, in science, they didn't complete that. So it's not everybody individually emailing the guardian. It's compiled onto one email that the guardian gets from the school. So that's kind of nice. I've never used that myself, but I did attend the Google conference this year where that was explained in a little more detail, so I can explain to you what it looks like. It's kind of a good option to use. The About tab features just the different things that you would have posted in here, as far as any resources, any handouts or anything like that are going to be a part of the folder. There'll be materials that I could add here. So any of the handouts that are notes or, you know, Google Slides presentations, they're all handy here. So what's really cool is if a kid's been gone, they can still access those things from home if they have an internet connection. So that's the stream, and I'm going to show you just a couple of ways that you can organize things in your next video.